So, Francis Ngannou just fought Renan Ferreira maybe 15 minutes ago. I'm just fresh off the live stream, and I want to summarize what I just saw. So, basically, bar for bar, band for band, what I exactly predicted. Not, quite exact, but it is what I said would happen. Francis Ngannou chose to grapple. He chose to grapple. He made the right move instead of so many other stupid fighters before him who have chosen to go out in a macho way, and because their opponent is such a great striker, they choose to strike with them and forget all their grappling know-how and duke it out on the feet and just be stupid. Ngannou was smart. Ngannou played it so brilliantly to a T against a really good striker, a very long striker with a lot of power, who's basically a giant. You're going to grapple. You're the shorter guy. You, in some ways, are the stronger guy, and you've shown great grappling before. Francis showed that against Ciryl Gane, and I predicted that what Francis did to Ciryl Gane, he could definitely do against Renan Ferreira, and that's why I chose Francis to win this fight. I believe in him. I believed in what he could do, and I believed in the fighter he is. And yes, while it isn't a great look for PFL fighters, it is a fight in general, and anything could happen in the fight game. I think it's just a good look for Francis Ngannou and the fighter that he is. He just came back from boxing, beat Tyson Fury, lost to Anthony Joshua, comes back, and it's like nothing happened. It's like he's been fighting in MMA matches for years now. He's fresh. And he's still fresh. He finished the fight fresh. I don't think he was hit once by Renan. Besides like 1 or 2 leg kicks, he wasn't really hit much. He ducked the overhand by Renan, went right for a takedown, got the takedown, brought Renan to the ground, set his hooks in, and just worked. He got that takedown early, so that's like the best thing to do, because once you get that early takedown, you've got most of that round to just work. Search for a submission or get a body lock and go for ground and pound. And what did Ngannou do? He got the body lock and he went for the ground and pound. And he smashed Renan Ferreira to pieces. Pieces. This guy had a big old welt on his head after the end of the fight. That showed just how much damage Francis was putting on him. But it's exactly what I said he should do, and it's what he did. He worked grappling, he trained grappling, and that's all he really needed to do. He's a striker by nature, and he's a powerful guy by nature, a powerful striker by nature. But he's shown also his ability to learn in recent fights and build on his skill and his craft, and that's what he did. He added grappling to it before his fight with Ciryl Gane. He showcased it and whooped Ciryl Gane. Yes, it wasn't in the most exciting way, but he did own Ciryl Gane in that fight, and he owned Ferreira the same way, but more convincingly with ground and pound. Absolute beautiful performance. And then to top it off with a cherry, Francis Ngannou dedicates the fight to his son. A very emotional Francis Ngannou immediately starts to cry, as any man would in that position. It's absolutely incredible, him going through what he went through, and then stepping into the octagon to do what he just did. It's incredible. It is amazing, and it's worthy of so much credit, and he deserves every bit of it. What does the future hold for Francis? I don't really know. He could definitely do the same shit he just did to basically any PFL heavyweight. He basically owns the division, if not the organization at this point, but he might stay. Maybe the UFC offers him a contract. I doubt it. I think his relationship between Dana and Francis is pretty much dead, dead as hell. So I don't think Francis comes back to the UFC. Maybe he goes back to boxing. You never know, but it's safe to say that his MMA skill is there and sharper than ever. He is old. He's 38, so he's up there in age. So he doesn't have much time left in his prime. Maybe he's outside of his prime, but he doesn't have that much time left to fight in general, because he's getting up there in age, is what I'm trying to say. So, I don't know. Maybe his management team or somebody could hook him up with a good fight against somebody. But I don't think he'll be fighting any UFC fighters anytime soon. I think Jake Paul just made a tweet. The idiot Jake Paul just made a tweet. He made a tweet about Francis versus Jon Jones. Never going to happen. Jon Jones is a UFC fighter. He's a UFC fighter, okay? Unless he retires and then does something else afterwards. He's a fully contracted, official, government-recognized UFC fighter. There's no way Dana's going to let Jon Jones fight Francis. There's no way Dana's going to allow a PFL versus UFC showdown or some shit like that. It's not going to happen. The UFC is way too popular, and the PFL ain't popular enough. So that's just what it is. But still a beautiful, amazing fight. What a lovely fight. Thank you guys for joining. I tried to go live on YouTube. It didn't really work out because I'm trying to connect the camera. So I went live on TikTok, and immediately so many people just flooded into my live. So I thank you all for showing up and coming and watching. It was a very quick live. I didn't want to go live for the whole card. I got things that I'm trying to work out. So I had to, but I definitely did have to come on live and record my reaction to the Francis and Ngannou fight. So I've got that reaction. It's currently downloading off of TikTok, so that's a whole pain in the ass. But I'm gonna get that done, and I'm gonna post it maybe later. But I do want to get an initial, summary video out about what I just saw, because it was beautiful. Beautiful performance from Francis. Ferreira's got stuff to work on, but that's what you kind of see from these larger guys like Robelis de Spain from the UFC. These really big guys who've got a ton of power and they're very long. They tend to be clumsy and not too great on the ground. So that's just what it comes down to. But I'm sure Renan can improve in these areas and, come back bigger and better. So, props to him too for taking the fight and making the walk. Both of these fighters put on a great, Francis put on a great performance. And what happened. It was beautiful. It was exactly what I said would happen. And I'm just Mystic, man. You got to take my choices and my picks really heavily, man. I'm telling you. I could get you some money in Vegas, baby. I'm telling you. Let me take you all the way. Let me take you all the way. But that's it for my analysis of this fight. I love you guys. Like, comment, subscribe. But most importantly, subscribe. I love you all. I'll see you all in the next.